Today's vlog is a chewing gum vlog. It is chewing gum for your ears and chewing gum for your eyes. It's got nothing, it means nothing. It's just a nice day out, innit? The hell's that? That's like a rat on a lead. You see that there, right there? That, no, not that. That. That's mine. That's my dopamine. That is my fun. I came out today, and I came out on it. I call it a bike. It's not a bike. It's not a bike. It's a scooter. But I call it a bike. A scooter just sounds so like a little mosquito-ish. Like, you know what I mean? But that puts a smile on my face, like you wouldn't believe. And today I got up and I thought, I need to put a smile on my face, so how do I do it? And I thought, I know what to do. I'll go out on the bike, and I've just jumped on it. Obviously you guys know I live up near the airport, so 20 minutes hard work just to get into town. Ended up at Cristianos near the market, and then just literally drove along the front road. I went through the town of Los Cristianos, past the church, across the top up to the road where the harbour is, and then from the road where the harbour is, die round here, there's cars everywhere. The road where the harbour is, I went along the front to St Elmo, down towards the Golden Mile, past the fountains, down along the front, and you're just riding past people who are on holiday, and it just puts a smile on my face so much. It's just nice. I think that's what it is. It's just nice to be with people who are on holiday and they're in a happy mood. And I tell you what was nice as well is I just on the way past, I just stopped off at Dan's office, the Crackmaster. If you don't know who he is, check out his channel. Most of you know who he is. And I just had a 45-minute conversation with him, and it was again that was nice as well. It was nice to see him. He's doing well. Businesses are doing fantastic, flying, which is really, really good to see. So it's good. And then I thought, do you know what it is? I'm going to come out and do a bit of filming down here. I like this area. To me, I think it's my favourite area of the south of Tenerife, really. So, hence the reason why I'm here. Thank you so much for everybody dropping in the comments about who they watch. I've picked up a couple actually that I think I'm going to most probably investigate a little bit further. It's what you say, it's unlike the old Radio Times days, isn't it, over Christmas time, when you can go through the Radio Times and go, I'm going to watch that, I'm going to watch this. YouTube doesn't tend to have that, and because it doesn't have that, it's a little bit harder to try and navigate your way through and find things. So that was it was interesting, not an experiment, but it was interesting to see, so people to do that. So thank you very much. I will go and take a look at those ones. It was weird because I was 20 minutes on a bike, scooter, coming down here, and there's so many things in my head. I was like, I'm going to talk about this, and I'm going to talk about that, and you're going to be ready for a ramble. And now I've finally started up. Mine's gone completely blank, which is really quite funny. So you might just need to give us a couple of seconds. I remember the direction the conversation was going to go in. Forgot to mention about the YouTube vlogger, the vloggers. I think they're called, I prefer creators now, I think, the YouTube creators. One of the biggest ones, and we're just talking about it with Dan, that I also enjoy tremendously, and that's Casey Neistat, who tends to, I think most probably, he's most probably the godfather of YouTube. He's the one that created the daily vlog, and he's a phenomenal, he's based in New York, and he's a great editor. I think he was a filmmaker from the start, and he's just a great editor, and his videos that he does are very, very interesting, and definitely worth taking a look at. So if you look for content, put in Casey Neistat. I think you'll really enjoy it. I definitely need to start writing stuff down, because as I said to you before, the content I was going to mention today, I'm most probably going to miss it. It'll come back on my way home. One of the content creators that I think, how do you word this? Most of the time when you grow up, as you grow up, and you look up to people and you admire people for what they do, whether it be the sport, whether it be the craft, whether it be, you know, the technique, whether the technical ability. Eventually you put people in a pedestal, high esteem, and you go, yeah, they know that's what they're doing, they know their onions, therefore they've got the time, I've got the right to put them on that pedestal because of what they can do. Very rarely is it somebody, I've done that with people, very rarely is it somebody that's younger than me, and it's starting to happen a little bit more and more, and it's quite interesting because it just shows and gives them credit to the lads who are actually doing stuff that makes me think, oh, I'll tell you what, hats off to that, mate, you've done that really well. One of them, I came across his name a couple of years ago from my daughter, and the name was Mr. Beast. I told us about the last one. It's a kid called Jimmy, and I've been watching him. I came across him a couple of years ago, watched him a couple of times. I'm now absolutely absorbed by him, and more importantly, not just about him, like what he does on his videos, but the behind-the-scenes stuff that he does on other people's vlogs, on his interviews, on his thought patterns. I'm trying to make a prediction now, right? The prediction that I will make is I reckon that this guy, Jimmy Donaldson, is our Walt Disney of our time. When you think everything's been done like Walt Disney, what he created, this Jimmy Donaldson, with his franchise, Beast franchise, he will be the Walt Disney of our time. That's how big he's going to be. He's already, when you think about it, he's created a YouTube channel. He's got over 113 million followers, I believe, already. So he's already like most probably millionaire. Somebody offered to buy his channel for $1 billion. He reckons in a few years' time it could be worth 20 billion. That's what he reckons. His thought process. This is just not the channel. When you look at the channel, you'll see it. It's when you actually go behind the channel and start listening to his interviews with people like Colin and Samir or Joe Rogan. There's another one, I can't remember the name. I'll just put it in the link now as well. But when you watch this guy is actually a fascinating character in our lifetime at this moment in time. And this kid's in his 20s. How does that work? How does that work? It's we talk about YouTube channels, he's got that. He then created an online restaurant called a Beast Burger. That's one of the first things he did, the Beast Burger. So it's like, but he never owned a restaurant. He went to other restaurants and said, look, if you order this online, this restaurant will actually make it for you and you go and pick it up. So it's like, for them, it was a sideline for it. And he just covered America with it. And then the other week, I was watching Colin and Samir. The link to that will be below. I actually posted it that this is most probably the best video I've ever watched. And I still believe it's this day. I've just been chatting with Dan about it. And it's where he made his move from virtual reality restaurants to actually a proper bricks and mortar restaurant. And the most records for every burger sold in a day was 2,000. He beat that and he did 6,000 in a day because it's a brand new restaurant and because the need for people to want this product. And I think that is, when I'm watching it, the more I watch this guy, the more this young lad inspires me to actually grab the camera, get out there and get chatting and start showing really what we can offer, or what I can try and offer to the YouTube community. So if you're looking for some content and you're not sure, I'm going to leave this link below for Colin and Samir. They're also very, very good YouTubers, but they're behind the scenes YouTubers. They go and interview the big boys, let's say, the people with 3 million followers, 10 million followers. Mr. Beast with 113 million followers. So that's one I would, if you've got a spare hour, give it a look because it's worth it without a shadow of a doubt. I think I'll go down by the sea today. We'll go down by the sea. But I was blown away. I was absolutely absorbed from start to finish. It's very rare I watch a video from start to finish, but this really got me to a point. And it's do you know what it is? I like watching content where I can learn about stuff, not just watching content like chewing gum for the eyes content. That's what I call. I actually like stuff that I can actually inspires me a little bit and makes me want to do stuff. And I think from this Colin Samir interview with Jimmy, who is called Mr. Beast, I think you'll enjoy that and find it worthwhile. This area's got such a feel about it for me on a nice day. It's like You know what it is? It reminds me of Lytham St Anne's, Mundo. It reminds me of where the train, is there a train there I think? There's a carriageway cafe or something like that. It reminds me of that. It's just a nice prom, nice walkway. Really pretty. And for the last day of November, the weather, scorcho, it's ridiculous. It's, if you're coming over, we definitely feel the change of the weather now. We can feel it in the morning and in the evening. Hoodies, we carry the hoodie in the car. I put the hoodie on in the bike, you know, in the underneath the seat in the bike if I need it. But at this moment in time now, I don't think the weather's glorious. It's absolutely glorious. So it's a bit unprecedented, really. But we'll take it, that's for sure. We'll take it. The year we've had, I think we had snow at the end of April on Tady, which means the weather was a bit shocking at that time as well. But it's definitely getting better. It's definitely nicer. No, it's a nice place, this one. I like this part. I like this cove. It's really, really pretty. So what else are we going to talk about? Work's still doing good. Still 6 nights a week. I don't think I've... what day is it today? I don't think I've had a day off for 10 days. 10 days, I think. I've got one more night tonight and I'm off tomorrow. Due to illness and sickness and people away from the business, they've asked me to do cover, which I've done. But I'm looking forward to a day off. Shelley's still back in the UK. Oh, that's what I wanted to talk about as well, the vlogs. Yeah, Shelley's back in the UK. You've seen the vlogs have gone quiet a little bit on Rick and Shelley. And it's... we're a little bit annoyed about that, to be honest with you. And the reason being is because of illness. It's been ridiculously... The illness that we've had. Even now, 2 weeks ago, I can hear it in my voice anyway, but 2 weeks ago, I came down ill again. And even though it only lasted 2 or 3 days, like the phlegm and the back, the blocked stuff is still there, which is just, it's been a nightmare. Shelley's now back onto full voice. She's doing some gigs in the UK. She will be back most probably on Saturday, and then we're going to try and get some more vlogs going out, because the last vlog was actually around this area. It was the Seahorse, which is up the top over that way, over there. I'll show you as you go past. Beautiful, beautiful place. And it's doing really well. It's nearly hit 5,000 followers, 5,000 views now, which the owner's over the moon with, as are we. It was just, he didn't know what to expect when we turned up and asked if we were right to film. And he was very, very gracious. And we've been in since. We watched the football in there since with friends of ours. And the reaction to it, he was over the moon with it. He thought it was absolutely brilliant. So that was nice. But what we're hoping to do is we're hoping to get back and do some more. Vlogs when Shelley gets back on Saturday. So most probably keep your eyes open for maybe next Wednesday or Thursday a vlog to go and drop and come out. And we're not too sure it's going to be yet, but we'll see what we can do with it. We'll see what it's about. As far as this channel goes, I found out over half the people that watch these videos are not subscribed. Why are you not subscribed? It's hang on a minute, let me try and reword this. I'm trying to explain or trying to think about what it means when you as a viewer subscribes to a channel, what it means to the actual creator. And I'm trying to work it out not in a greedy way. I'm trying to work it out in a way that we all know it creates money. We know that. Over 1,000 it creates money. Fine, that's what it does, but it's peanuts. It really is at this sort of level. It doesn't make anything. You know, we're not Mr. Beast yet. But it's the word that comes to my mind, or springs to my mind, is the word peacocking. It makes you feel like a peacock. Where, you know, when the feathers go out, bah, 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 and the feathers go out on it, it makes you feel that way because it makes you feel good. It's like a dopamine rush that I said before about the scooter. It's that dopamine rush that people crave, whether it comes from chocolate, whether it comes from a glass of wine, whether it comes from somebody subscribing, whether it comes from the scooter. By the way, that's the Seahorse. That's where you're at. Give you a bit of an idea. Just in front of the Kiddies Park. It's a great place. So, you subscribing to the channel makes the channel grow. It's seeing something grow that actually gives me the dopamine rush that I crave, that I craved in sport that I used to do. When I became a professional golfer, when I played poker, and the actual, how do you say it? It's the essence of feeding that dopamine. That's what subscribing to a channel does to a creator, especially small creators like myself or like the others that you see on the channels or that you might be watching. So if you've not subscribed, consider giving it a go. Just clicking the button. Doesn't really cost you anything. As long as you watch it, that's the most important thing. But the reason why you're doing it is because when I come out here and do this to me is a hobby, and this to me is what I call a healthy hobby. We have, there's the conversation I was going to go with. Do you know what it was? I've just walked for 10 minutes just thinking about what I was going to say to you, and it's just come back to me now. Addictions. It's bizarre how my brain works. Addictions. There's one of them, there's a vlog earlier on, I went, I'm an addict. And I did it when we were walking, and I'm just going to retouch on that. There is a thing in the world, and it's called TED Talks. TED, TED Talks. TED stands for Technology, Entertainment and Design. That's what it stands for. These TED Talks are in person, where people stand up on a stage in front of an audience and explain about stuff, and these things are also online as well, where you'll find, if you go on YouTube now and just type in TED Talk, and you'll come across it's professionals in their field talking about what they know to reach an audience. So it's like you're learning from the best, but it covers everything. It covers absolutely everything. Right, one of the ones I read or heard was a TED Talk on addiction. We are all addicts, not just me, we're all addicts, right? The difference is we're all addicts at different levels. It's sort of, because it's almost like a chemical in your body or in your brain that creates this addictions. Once you're fully aware that you're an addict, some of them are more than others, hence the reason why you get the stories of the sad stories, etc. However, if you are aware that you're an addict, what then is important is that you then channel it into a good direction. So for instance, people at the top of the game in professional sportsmen or professional sportsmen is a great example. They're an addict, but what they've done is they've actually put it into a healthy addiction. And therefore, what they've done is they've become top of their sport. Because sometimes you look at Tiger Woods, the only way he could have reached that or achieved what he achieved was through full commitment to his addiction. So that's addicts. Right. The subscription, by clicking the subscription button or subscribe button, what you're actually doing is you're feeding the addiction that somebody like myself has. The difference is I'm just aware of it. Other creators also want it, but they're just not really aware of the reason why. So I know it sounds weird if you want to feed an addiction, but it's a healthy addiction. That's the thing about it. Just remember, it's a healthy addiction. It's not an unhealthy addiction, it's a healthy one. Oh, look at them beds there. For my 50th birthday, we went to Gran Canaria and we stayed in a place called Morgan for a day. And Shelley bought us one of them beds. 30 quid. 30 quid for a bed. It was nice though. It was definitely worth it. So it was good. So anyway, just getting back to the subscribing thing. It is an addiction, and it's a healthy addiction. Sometimes what we do is on the other channel, we go push the buttons and stuff, ring the bell and share. We do all that because people like to hear the catchphrases and they want to hear people say it. But it's actually, there's a genuine message behind that. It's please subscribe. If you've not done it before, please consider subscribing. It is free. That's all it is. That's the great thing about it. All we're getting out of it is it's a feeding of an addiction. It gives you a stamp of knowing what you're doing is people are enjoying it and it's going in the right direction. And that's pretty much it really, more than anything else. That's about it. I've decided just to bin all the apologies of talking slower, taking my time. This is me. This is who I am. I talk this speed. I walk this speed. I've even got a gimbal that stops this, this wobbling. But the trouble is with that, I'm gonna have to hold it out like this. And I think I look a prat walking down the street like that. I think that just looks a prat. So I'd rather have this one, which I can just hold close to myself, the little mic on there so I don't really have to shout, and then just talk my way through it. So that's what I do. Today's vlog is a chewing gum vlog. It is chewing gum for your ears and chewing gum for your eyes. It's got nothing, it means nothing. It's just a nice day out, innit? It's a bit of dopamine, bit of a dopamine hit. Your dopamine hit might be, here's one on the beach. Your dopamine hit might be looking at the views of Tenerife behind me, over my shoulder. God forbid your dopamine hit is looking at me or listening to my voice. But thank you very much anyway for doing it. as always, you know what to do. See you on the next one.